day 5, passing 5 150K combines. So this is currently where we are sitting at. Day 4 was the 7th of this month, July, and that was the live loss I took on ES demand pre-market. Got caught in manipulation. We had a higher high formed, and we were taking the demand, looking to go higher. It ended up correcting the whole day, so we got caught in that manipulation. But this was a pretty solid month. So today we're going to recap on the 31st, an ES break and retest. I took something unorthodox for me. It's not even any of my strategies. It's just something that you can take because of experience. So since I have experience and I know how to read price action, that was the reason I took the trade, and I held it for over a 1 to 2, which is beautiful RR. I took 2 losses, 1 break even, and 1 win. This was ridiculous. This one, I was in NQ for 20 seconds. All I needed was $120 to pass the account. I passed all 5 150K combines. See, they're all at the same exact. And I was up like $90, and then it went back on me. So clearly something you don't do. Just stick to your strategy. Stick to what works. Had I taken a good setup, I would pass already, but perfectly fine. I only need $450 before I pass all these accounts. So pretty solid P&L. Now I ended the month on my personal account with 80%. It says 76%, but I took 1 loss and a few more contracts that were in the negative. I got slipped on them. But it's even over 80% win rate. It's just not accurate because one trade is just, one trade is multiple contracts. So it never ends up being accurate. It never ends up being what it should be. So even here, 66% win rate. How many? 1, 2, 3 losing days. Break even trades, just barely lost anything. So 4. I have 4 losses out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So even that's like 66% actually, but I'm winning a lot more than I lose 100%. So just getting straight to the setup. These are the stats pretty much. You can pause the screen, but 15 minutes is all I need to take a win. See, 10 to 30 minutes, 58% loss rate is what I guess what I'm saying. So going to the setup. This is the live replay of when I took the setup. Now, I wasn't really planning on recording anything. It's the same exact stuff. I wasn't planning on recording this, so I started the recording pretty late. No webcam, no mics, no nothing. So it's pretty late. I'm still adjusting to being back home because I was in California, so I had to wake up pretty damn early, and we're working long hours, so it's a little bit different. Right here, I was looking for a gold liquidity grab. That was just random. I think I placed one micro on gold just to play around, just so we can add a little bit onto the profits, so I can get to the 159,000. Now I would have passed on this trade, and I accidentally closed. I pretty much got jump scared when I was hovering over the closed position. Like, you'll see right at the end, but I had my micros with a profit target just like this one near the bottom, and I don't know, I was just really dialed in, really focused, and I closed position because I had those things pop up on the bottom left of my screen. You'll see them pop up at the end of this video, but yeah, I definitely got jump scared. So we'll do the recap, or I'll break down the setup right after this plays out. But I see I don't even have anything marked up. I believe I just had it marked up, but you can see there's support here. See, I just closed the micro for gold, so I was just playing around there. There's no point in doing that at all. Just sit here, take a trade, and just wait. Now I'll break down the analysis, but clearly breaker structure to the downside, support, broke structure again, came back up, break and retest. It did 2 break and retests, but the second one is definitely cleaner. It's hard to get an entry here. It's hard to figure out when to enter here because there's a lot of consolidation before it actually gives the break, especially with this red candle, this wick. Pretty gnarly wick, but this is pretty beautiful because I had my analysis, and I had basically my analysis. And I don't like to say prediction because prediction sounds kind of bad, but from my analysis, like, the idea is for price to obviously break down, push back up, retest this area, and push down just as it did. So I stuck to my plan throughout the whole time. And there you go, there's gold again. I see, yeah, I was just playing around. But yeah, right here I am over at 1-to-1 already, and now I'm sitting in profit. So my thinking while holding this trade was, okay, all I need is it to break structure down below and I can pass this account. So I'm putting my stop loss at break even. I'm sticking through this trade. I'm trusting my analysis and I'm letting it play out. So I should have passed here 100%. Kind of sucks that I didn't. I wish I could have set my profits, like my balance, to close all positions, or the account to close all positions once my balance hits 159,000. That would have made it so much easier. But obviously I don't know when I'm going to pass because the numbers are fluctuating a lot. See right here, I only need $400 more. So it's a pain in the ass to figure out when exactly I will pass when I hit that number. So just got to close manually. Now almost over. So right here I have my stop loss. So my loss amount was about $650, maybe like 750 with the micros. So pretty normal risk, a little bit higher risk, but we are pretty up right now. Now my worry here was support. This could have formed support here, but I don't know. This is one of those trades where you have your analysis and you just sit through it, and when it plays out just as you thought it would, it's very rewarding, because this is what builds confidence as a trader 100%. Because I sat here and I waited for something to form. It formed my analysis, entered, set my stop loss and take profits, and I sat through the whole thing. Didn't touch anything, didn't close early. This is exactly what you're supposed to do as a trader, especially when you have your system, your idea, your analysis, and you stick through with it. This is what builds confidence and trust in yourself. So right here I'm at 158,940. Now if we, this is sped up, but see right here, there's two micros that closed. See, I only need $60 more. That jump scared me, bro. I was so focused. I was hovering over closed position and I just closed as soon as I seen that. I was like, I don't know, that just kind of scared me. I didn't know what it was, so I just closed. I just wanted to be safe. And yeah, this is where we closed at 158,888. And then I took that loss the next day on NQ, obviously 20 seconds for no reason. I would have passed if it gave me a little bit more money. That's perfectly fine. I will pass next week. There's not a lot of news next week either. So my entry was about 8:05, 8:10 my time, 10:10 EST. Looking at market structure here, it's clearly very bullish. This is when we made all-time highs. These are all-time highs here for ES. So we have our first break of structure down to the downside. Once New York session starts, we have our first break of structure to the downside, and then we broke some more structure. 7:30 open. This is the open right here. Not too much, but we do have another break of structure. So looking at this, I mean, I trade supply and demand. What can I see here as far as supply and demand? There is nothing. There's nothing to trade here. This is a low probability, and it actually got invalidated. Tap the top of the supply zone, so it's invalidated according to my strategy. Go to the 15-minute. We have a supply up here. Never taps it, so you can't use that as confluence. So you can go to the higher time frame. Higher time frame is clearly bullish, and there's nothing to use here. 1 hour supply. That's not what you want to see as far as the supply. So there is nothing. There is nothing for you to take here. As far as anything that I trade, this is just something where I used my experience to my advantage to take this trade, because this is no different than if I were to take a supply. If this supply were valid, this is a textbook setup. If this supply had a gap, but this supply was no gap, so low probability, and it tapped the top of the zone, so useless supply. But we have break of structure, retracement, tap the zone, and follow through with another break of structure to the downside. It's literally perfect. No complaints with here. So all I did was I sat here, I waited for the break structure. So you actually have support here, retest right here before open. So this is where we're at right now. Now you have support here, or resistance rather. So all you have to do is just wait. There's your first rejection. Second rejection. Okay, now it's looking even better. It's looking like we're actually respecting the resistance. Third rejection, and you get your fourth rejection. Well, this one's not a rejection rather, but this one's the follow through to the downside, but the wick to the upside. So the body, the candle opened up here at the high of the body and closed right here. So it did not really push down. So that's something that will make a trader get out early, 100%, because it's clear, it's a good sign that they may not be ready to go down. So this is something where you just follow through. My entry was about here, maybe a little bit higher, and I was about there. So yeah, I almost caught a 1-3 with this. So all I did was enter, put my stop loss above resistance, because if it's going to break and retest, it cannot break past the resistance. So we can even drop down to the 1 minute here. And I mean, like, this looks horrible. This does not look good. So even the EMAs are backwards. EMAs don't look good on a 5 minute either, but if you were to take that off and you were to just read price action, this is a clean trade, clean break and retest, and this is textbook. So I mean, it's pretty simple. And if we zoom out, look at where I caught this trade. Like, look at how this plays out. See, I'm pretty damn consistent at catching the beginning of the move. And even then, like, look at where we're going. We made all-time highs, broke to the downside, retested, and then we're just on this bearish run for the rest of the week, pretty much. So pretty textbook trade. So we got day six of passing 5 150k combines. Hopefully I don't lose, and then we will be funded again. I am $2,000 away from a $3,000 payout from Tradeify, so we're definitely gonna get some payouts here soon. And I had a great month on my personal account, so we will see how we perform August. Pray that August is good, and maybe I might be on an S corp soon. So we're definitely progressing as far as trading is going. But this is pretty much it. Solid month. I can cover these trades too. Like, a lot of these trades are pretty good. I mean, it's just Russell, gold, Russell, ES, Russell, gold, ES. So you can see I'm focused on Russell and gold. Those are my winning pairs. I'm focusing on what works for me and sticking with that, not doing anything different, anything unorthodox, even though I can do stuff unorthodox like that trade I just showed and still take profits. Got to be careful with that. So let's see how August goes.